We just got back from our surf trip and it's the first time that we brought our own boards with us. So it was 2 flights over, 2 flights back, and it made it back in one piece. So I just wanted to share how we packed our bags along with some other stuff that we packed, because I know that was like a huge source of anxiety for us, just like, how do we pack this? There's so many different information online, and I just didn't want to arrive and like have no boards to ride. So hopefully this helps. Obviously, each surf trip is different. We're in Taiwan, so it's not as tropical as somewhere like Hawaii or Indonesia. I was under the impression that it wasn't going to be super cold, so a spring suit would be enough, but it was pretty cold for me as someone that's from Hawaii. So pack accordingly depending on where you're going. For example, when I went to Indonesia, I knew it was going to be hot, but I didn't know the sun was going to be so strong, like it hurt to be out there for a long time. So, you know, it's warm, so you can technically be out there in your bikini, but then you would get like burnt alive. So then I ended up wanting to cover up more, just like a thin layer, like a rash guard, some long leggings, so then I'm not like burning, because I got so burnt. So think about that, and if you're going somewhere that might possibly get cold, I would bring an extra wetsuit if possible. But again, it depends on your tolerance. Like, I was out there freezing, but I saw a guy like with board shorts, shirtless, surfing out there. So I think it depends on where you're coming from. Again, I'm coming from Hawaii, so I am very, very weak to the cold. You can skip around, but in case you're curious, these are the boards that we're bringing. I'm pretty new to shortboarding. I just started earlier, like 2 months before the trip, but I just didn't want to bring my longboard, so I decided I should learn to shortboard. And it's really like learning how to surf all over again. But here's my pick. The Retro Tripper is Jack's board that I'm stealing for this trip. It is 5'8", 31.25 liters with a 2+1 fin setup. I actually really wanted to bring this other board instead because it feels like it's a longboard cut in half. It's very easy for me to stand up, very easy for me to get onto the waves. But apparently this board is more for like knee to chest high, and if it gets any bigger, it's going to be very fast and unstable, and so I decided to bring this other one instead. The leaderage of this board is a little bit too high for me, so it's a little bit hard to duck dive, but I'm literally just learning how to pop up. I'm not really doing anything crazy, and I need to just practice duck diving and popping up, so I think this will do. Jack is bringing this beautiful album board, the Light Bender. It's 5'5", 30 liters, and a twin fin setup. He was going to bring the Retro Tripper, but I'm stealing that board, so he decided to go with this board, and he's still adjusting to it since it's a little bit shorter than he's used to and less liters than what he's used to. But he really likes the twin fin setup, but this one allows for like slightly bigger waves too, so he won't like slip out. So we thought that this would be a good choice for Taiwan. Now the bag. We bought this one from The Kind that fits 3 boards since there's 3 of us that'll be going. I binge watched a bunch of tutorials before packing my bag, and they all kind of said different things. Some people said they use cardboard, other people said they use bubble wrap, some people said to like pack it in as much as you can with all the clothes and everything. Other people said don't, because it's going to make it heavy and people are more likely to throw it. But this is what we did. Step 1, scrape off all the wax. We use this pickle thing to clean it up. Step 2, take off all the fins. Step 3, we bought these 1-inch foam pipe insulators from Lowe's and cut them up to protect the rails, nose, and tail of our boards. Step 4, gather some towels, surf ponchos, wetsuits that you're going to bring and use them as a cushion. We place a towel in between each board and use the other stuff to kind of fill in the gaps.
Bam. Yeah, great. This side no more?
Don't take the edge.
Just the necessary protection.
We'll just work this all the way around. Hey.
And the last step is to do a shake test.
Shake test.
Yeah, I've just been this worried about like.
How do you think they'll treat it?
So find out.
This is what they're gonna do. Yeah.
We break it here right now.
If you feel the board shifting, you want to open it again and make sure that there's no gaps. We took it on a flight from Honolulu to Incheon, Incheon to Taipei, Taipei to Japan, and then Japan back to Honolulu. And it survived all of that, so I guess this method worked. Some other surf-related items we bought are leashes, wax scraper, a first aid kit, quick dry towels, surf ponchos, wetsuits, bathing suits, loose comfy clothing. We didn't bring ding tape, but that would have been smart. We ended up having to buy a ding repair kit once we were there. We also got our international license because we were going to drive around the whole island. I just went to AAA with my passport photos and driver's license, and they give it to you for $25 to $30, I forget. But very easy, very quick, so just do that before your trip if you want one. You can tell them when you arrive, and that's when it's going to start, and it lasts for 1 whole year. And it covers a bunch of different countries, so I would check that if you're planning on driving. Another thing I want to mention that I got this trip was an eSIM, and this was the first time that I was going to use an eSIM. I usually get like a pocket Wi-Fi, but because we're going to Taiwan and Japan, I decided it would be a lot easier if I can just have it on my phone. And I used Nomad, not sponsored, just went for them. It was super easy to set up, and it lasted me the whole trip. I had a lot extra, so it helped a lot just to have it on hand. So if that's something that you're interested in, yeah, Nomad was great. I know there's like a few other ones I haven't tried, like Airlo. I forget the other ones, but made my trip so much easier, especially when we were navigating to like drive for hours to get to the east side. So yeah. Again, I think depending on where you're going, the attire and all of that could change. But if you're planning a surf trip, I hope you have a lot of fun and you catch more waves than I did. And stay safe and have fun. Thank you for watching. Bye.